Hi, welcome to the TNT Show. Today's episode is brought to you by Pastor Games. Speaking of Star Wars, what is next for Star Wars in games? So with the release of Battlefront, right? We've seen many kinds of Star Wars games. Where do you think this is headed? What's next?
I think we're going to eventually get to the point where you can make an all-encompassing space game with, bases and traveling and picking up weapons. It's happened, but it hasn't happened in a really big, fantastic scope yet. They've been trying to do it MMO-wise, but I think you're going to be able to get almost a Grand Theft Auto style game where you're going to be able to just build a character and you're going to be able to do these different missions and do all these little things, and there'll be an online component, but the whole game won't have to be MMO-ish. It can be do these things and run around and do all this stuff, and then also all the Boba Fetts can shoot each other online. I think the Lego games is going to keep happening. I think some of the little funner pieces about maybe there's going to be another Star Wars pod racer that everyone loves. I think those things will always happen. Star Wars will always happen, but I think that's going to be the next stage, is a bigger, more open universe, collect the entire show together game.
Like Grand Theft Auto
Right.
in space.
In space.
As Han Solo.
As Han Solo.
I'd play that.
I actually kind of have the same answer. I think that's what it's going to be, because over the years, Star Wars games have been really good particular types of games. You've had a good, well, maybe not a good racer, but
Right.
you've had a good
Racer that
a
existed.
good space sim game. You've had the good X-wing and TIE fighter games. You've had your Jedi Starfighter type games. You've had a lot of good first and third person shooter games, but nothing's ever really brought those together really well.
Right.
BioWare's worked on it somewhat with the ships in the Old Republic.
But it's very narrow.
But the problem with the Old Republic is that it still feels like a different galaxy,
Yeah.
really. It's got some of the same themes, but we want the classic trilogy Star Wars galaxy to exist in our gaming space. So one that's an open world game, a sandbox game that allows you to play planet-side, play intergalactically. That being able to open that up, I think, will be the really the next level in Star Wars games. I wouldn't be surprised at all, though, if EA tries to compete with Activision by putting out a Star Wars Battlefront game once a year, and trying to be like, oh, hey, this is the Call of Duty for this year, and they'll have to push really hard, because it seems like they put so much into Battlefront. But maybe next year's is Battlefront with a slightly different theme to it overall, or the new movie will be out by then, so they might have a very new direction that they can take it in. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see. I know Disney wants to be releasing Star Wars movies once a year from now and until infinity.
To infinity and beyond!
And they haven't really touched the animated universe at all either. So you've
That's
that
true.
as well.
So you could have Star Wars Battlefront, which includes either the Clone Wars stories or the Star Wars Rebels stories, or something between, or expands on it beyond there. I think they're going to get really big, because there's so much money to be made, as Activision has shown us, and as Ubisoft has shown us, with yearly releases on games. Whether or not the quality is there, the money's there, so the games will be there.
I agree. Time for our TNT round, guys.
Yeah.
Ready for this?
All right.
So before I get to the questions, once again, I want to talk about prizes, right? We've got another fantastic prize to introduce.
Ooh.
This one
Pop
came
figure.
directly from our sponsor, Hasters.
Thank you.
Hasters for gaming.
Well done.
It's one of the new Star Wars pop collectibles. You're going to want it if you don't have it already.
You want it.
And also, we need to roll to see if anyone is winning the $50 prize.
It's time for
Die of Destiny!
Remember, you need an 18, a 19, or a 20.
Here we go.
18.
18.
Winner.
Hey, look at that, ladies and gentlemen.
A winner is you.
We have a winner. So
Oh,
let's
wait,
draw.
We don't know who you is yet.
Let's draw for our winner. It's a $50 gift card of your choosing. We'll contact you and work that out.
Something that involves no postage, ideally.
Nerd out the way you want to.
The winner is... he's going to be so excited. McCrae S.
Congratulations.
Great. Congratulations.
He hasn't even been drafted yet.
Yeah?
Speaking of drafting, we need to draft one more person to each of your teams.
That's right.
Oh,
Oh.
talk amongst yourselves.
Not one of those people.
Not those days. All right. These are really mixed up now. Do you want to go first?
Okay, for the red team, we have Andrew M. Welcome
Andrew!
to the red team.
Congratulations. Welcome.
All right. The blue team this week is proud to add Kendall W. It's not a $50 prize, but it's probably better.
But it's
let's
a
be honest.
$1 prize.
It's worth so
and
much more.
chance to win more exciting prizes.
You can't really put a price on being drafted.
Yeah, just because we've given out a $50 prize doesn't mean we're not going to give out another one.
It's not a
'Cause-
one and done.
We're going to keep it up every week.
Okay, question number 1. Which vehicle are you most looking forward to piloting
In Star Wars
in
Battlefront.
Star Wars Battlefront?
Alright.
Keeping with our theme.
I'm going to go with the Snowspeeder. Not only because I just loved that vehicle when I was a kid, but because it's just cool. It looks great. It's going to fly really well. It should be very fast if the name is true at all. Although we've already established out of The Empire Strikes Back that the name Snowspeeder was possibly a misnomer because they couldn't fly them
Right.
because it was too cold.
We're having some trouble adapting them to the cold.
But let's not worry about that. Let's worry about what we're going to use those tow cables for. Clearly, it's not a very good towing vehicle. It's not a tugboat. You can't use it to tow a Star Destroyer out of dry dock into space. So there's got to be some other use for towing cables, and I hope they come up with something creative, or they allow the players to come up with something a la, I don't know, dragging bombs. I guess that's a little bit Lego Star Wars-y. But there's got to be something interesting to tow. There's got to be some other purpose for this other than wrapping up the legs of AT-ATs, which is still satisfying no matter how many times you do it. But Snowspeeder.
What is with Matt and the snow? Have
He
you noticed
is-
that?
he is
He's
pretty
like
pro snow.
skiing, snow speeders.
Yeah.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Maybe you could use a Snowspeeder to pull a skier.
Like snow skiing. Well, but actually snow skiing is a thing. Never mind.
Like that.
on snow.
Yeah, yeah.
I've never heard of this.
That's crazy. It's crazy.
All right. Gee, what's your answer?
Well, I'm going to say a TIE Fighter. I'm going to be honest. I don't have any real passionate speech about why TIE Fighter is better, except I think they look cool.
Yeah.
I've always enjoyed the way they look far more than X-Wings that seem like things you would already see, except, it's, the swept wings is cool, but TIE Fighters is just so different. It's like when you design something, you go, okay, it's only got kind of a small ball, the wings are thin, maneuverability is there, Darth Vader flies one, so that's just cool in and of itself. Just love the design. I just think it's unique.
And the sound.
Yes, the sound is awesome. I built a Lego one because I had to do something, and
Did
was
it
just
come with the
best
sound, or
thing.
did you have to make that yourself?
No, but it did. You could shoot the missiles.
Okay.
So shout out to that. So there you go, TIE Fighter for me.
And I have to say, since seeing your pumpkin carving,
That's
I
true.
feel like TIE Fighters look a little bit like Princess Leia.
And also, they look a little like Princess Leia.
Princess Leia. Yeah.
It was Darth Vader's tribute, unknowing
Right.
psychological tribute to his
Yes.
daughter
Yes.
when he had input on the contract to build TIE Fighters.
They're like, can we do something like, I don't know,
Yeah.
big buns on the ear? I don't know.
George Lucas his genius ran deeper than anyone knew.
It's all about family, really. The winner is going to be not decided by me.
Oh.
What? That's right. Rev is at Hasters, even as we speak.
Hey, this is the Rev. I'm here at Haster Games. I'm here with my friend Roland and Amanda.
Hey there.
Hello.
And tonight we are talking about all things Star Wars.
I gotta give it to the Snowspeeder.
TIE Fighter.
The TIE Fighter.
TIE Fighter.
A Snowspeeder.
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 TIE Fighter.
TIE Fighter.
TIE Fighter.
The numbers are in, and G's gonna take this, right?
Red team.
Red team.
Red team TIE Fighter.
Don't worry. There's a second question. You can redeem yourself. which is, if there was a Star Wars kart game like Mario Kart, right? What would be the best character in Special Attack? I think you get to start this
I will
round.
start this round. My choice on that is Darth Maul having some kind of lightsaber sticking out of the side, spinning lightsaber attack. Maybe he bounces off walls, you don't control it. Super great because he dies so stupidly. In the movie, he's got to be kind of dumb. But he just spins around, shoots around, nice lightsaber effects and sounds. Maybe he can hop around a little bit too, I don't know. I like that though, little spinning Darth Maul kart attack.
That's a cool effect.
That is very nice. It's an excellent answer. By far a better answer, though, is the Lando Calrissian cart. And his special attack is a mustache that actually flies up and becomes a mustache on the front fascia of the other carts.
Okay.
Which then necessarily must crash because they cannot handle facial hair of that magnitude.
Right. Is it called the Mustache Ride?
We're going to avoid
No.
that one.
It's called the Uber.
Oh.
And then when you use it, that car gets dinged to have to go pick someone up. So they're out of the race.
It was the Lando cart.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, Darth Maul. Landau with the mustache of awesomeness.
I'm gonna go with Lando. Darth Maul.
Darth Maul.
You gotta go Lando Calrissian.
Lando stash. Yep.
Once again, the numbers are in, and it's Lando by a whisker.
I mean, I think we might have been really just asking what's the better movie, Empire Strikes Back, or
Yeah.
I mean, you can't take
That.
if we're taking Darth Maul out of
because
context.
Darth Maul sucks. I mean, he shouldn't have
Because
sucked.
of the movie that he was in. He
shouldn't have sucked.
He was a disappointment.
Yeah, if I never saw the movie and just saw Darth Maul beforehand, I'd be like, he had to be awesome. And then the movies happened.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't as awesome.
We are tied then.
Tiebreaker.
Tiebreaker question. Which force power, like, effect using the force, would be best if you're a stand-up comedian? I will take notes on this.
Oh.
If one were a stand-up
What?
comedian,
Say
hypothetically.
one were a stand-up comedian.
For some reason, I've become the girl everyone wants to set their nerdy friends up with. I don't know why. You tell one too many Comic-Con stories and suddenly everyone has a web developer for you.
I think it's your turn to start, Matt.
I would have to say Jedi mind trick.
Illusion, Michael. Trick is something a whore does for money.
I say something particularly clever, like, what are they using those tow cables for on snow speeders? And then I just say, that joke was funny.
Oh, what a good
And the
joke.
house comes down. Just imagine.
This is the joke you're looking for.
This is the joke that I'm looking for.
Okay, I could use that. I mean, that's a good answer. G?
Well, I know someone who is a stand-up comedian, and I know their jokes are already awesome, so I don't need to help them
They
tell awesome
sound
jokes.
hilarious.
I instead want to give them a force choke for hecklers. I want them just to be able to just choke people down that are, that bachelorette party in the corner.
Yes.
Shut it down. Got too drunk guy, just. And they just fall over, and then just a team just sweeps them out, and then you just go on with your business. So,
Pretend it's part of the show.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I find your lack of humor disturbing.
This guy's laughed so hard he's choking.
It's hilarity.
Love it. All right, once again, I'm not going to decide this, actually. So, power to the people. Rev's got our answers. Let's see what they say.
Bring the pain and force choke.
Mind reading.
Suggestion.
Force choke.
Mind reading.
Once again, from Haster Games, this is the Rev. I'm out walking the street, so you don't have to.
You may have seen this coming. It was mind tricks.
Because of my mind powers.
Because your mind
yes.
reading powers.
Blue team, blue team.
So, blue team wins. Congratulations, blue team members at home. Love to get more questions, but we don't have the time. It's just no time. So, that is our show. Thank you so much for watching. Congratulations to our new draftees and our $50 winner. Tune in next week for more prizes, more drafting, and more fun. Thanks.
Bye.
Dora the Explorer, because she has the map.
Carmen Sandiego. Most likely, primarily so that way we wouldn't get found.
Carmen Sandiego. Either way, we could end up in some crazy places.
I'd probably say Carmen Sandiego. She at least knows where she's trying to get to. She's not just trying to see stuff. and I'd rather, have a concrete, we're going here for this reason.
Carmen Sandiego all the way. Well, first of all, nostalgia's sake. I mean, I'm a child of the 90s. I grew up with the show. Second of all, it's Carmen Sandiego. I mean, she's hot. She's also a world-class thief, and she's an adult. Tactics Advance is probably one of my favorite games ever, and definitely the one I've sunk the most time in. My longest save on there was like 360 hours, and I had like 5 different saves.
You wonder where they get so many soldiers.
Right?
I
think they answered that at one point. Like in one of the comics, they talked about like cloning or something.
Oh, okay. I can see that. I was gonna say that's gotta be.
I could be wrong, but I seem to remember something
like
about
that many people that want to overthrow the Earth.
Yeah. Of course, then again, I might be thinking of a Robot Chicken skit too, so I'm not sure.
Which would be even better.
Yeah.
Thanks again to all of our friends at Demolition Games. And until next time, remember, if you walk without rhythm, you won't attract the worm.